Just kind of ease it in. Just a little start with
Oh, look at that. You're learning.
learning.
So I did have some questions tonight.
Should we...
Do you have
hold
answers?
on. What I want to do is I want to kind of... I'll dim the music. Dim the music, is that a thing?
It is.
Also, there's a song called "Dim All the Lights,"
And
that was. Hey, thanks for returning the Ascertainers. It's Friday night. That must mean it's time for Mark and Jim to do their thing.
that was like,
This is fun too.
for people who watch WKRP in Cincinnati,
I actually got
you were doing your...
physically aroused doing that. I kind of want to be an NPR radio DJ because that seems fun.
That was more your Venus Flytrap.
Venus Flytrap. Who played Venus Flytrap? Do you know? Because I remember damn near every other cast member. But
Was that Washington? That's something? No, that was Cotter.
Well, that was a character though. But Venus Flytrap. So it went Howard Hessman, Gordon Jump, Lonnie Anderson, Andy Travis. I think was the character's name. That wasn't his name. And then of course Bailey Quarters, played by Jan Smithers. Why would I know that? Why would I know that? And why do I have her posters all over my basement? I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little Google while you introduce who we are and find out who played Venus Flytrap on WKRP in Cincinnati. By the way, this is my Mad G homage there real quick. It's Tim something, I think.
I was listening to Hall & Oates. I never knew this, but the song is Your Kiss Is on My List.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be Your Kiss Is on My Lips?
No, freak. Do you have the lyrics right there?
I don't.
The next, because your kiss is on my list of the things in my life or something like that. Like, he hasn't kissed her yet. It's on his list of things to do.
It should be more Your Kiss Is on My Lips. I mean, you could write good lyrics to that also.
Okay, then what happens? Because your kiss is on my... It's, by the way, because your kiss is on my lips tonight.
Yeah.
You prefer that?
Yeah, I do.
What?
Tim Reed.
I knew it was Tim. All right. So is that bugging you? I was thinking about Hall & Oates just earlier today.
That was bugging me.
Well, does it still bug you? Does it continue to bug? Does the bugging persist?
No, I have another.
Oh, let's go.
Grand Funk Railroad.
Is it bad that I knew that the next lyric was
yes
of the things that I'll fact check us during the episode? Grand Funk, good band. Heard of
Locomotion.
them. Everybody's doing. It's Little Eva sang it first. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
Okay.
But it was
trying to dazzle you with my musical knowledge. Mark paid me a compliment. Now I got a big head.
I grew up with their double live album, and then they came out with that song.
It probably
and
made more money on that than every other song.
But it's such a crap song. Come on.
Are you okay? Get out. Your Kiss. Why is it autofilling it so quickly? Hey, who the hell are we anyway?
We're the Ascertainers.
I love your introductions. Because you know why? Because after 82 episodes, it still sounds like the first. Hi, I'm Garth. We're in Delaware. Go get him, Tiger. You got this.
Hi, I'm Mark.
International...
And my partner is Jim. We are the Ascertainers.
Welcome, Germany. We're convinced it's the Scorpions that listens to us in Germany. We're an international podcast. Mark, I'll take it from here. I'm Jim. I'm the other Ascertainer. Mark gets a little... I saw that in front of us. He's wearing light-colored kind of denim, like a light denim stonewash. And I could see it was kind of... He was filling up with urine there because across the table he likes to sitting with a pillow under his pelvis, and I can see exactly what's going on there. So, hi, I'm Jim. We're the Ascertainers. This is episode, I think, 82. Either way, it's a bunch of episodes, and you can listen to all of them in our
The year you graduated.
I graduated in 1982 from the high school. I don't think I want to say what high school it is, but I'll just say...
they would have
also forget. Oh, you know what?
Charter revoked.
Both of us, we have this in common, which is probably something that really, at this point in life, doesn't much matter. But you, at your high school, were in your homecoming court, and I think that you were the homecoming king, if I understand from your buddy Steve.
We don't know that for sure.
Okay, so that's yet to be determined. Well, I was not the homecoming king, but I was in the homecoming court. And while at the airport, before I talked to the guy that used to work for the Minnesota Twins that showed me his World Series I saw a person walk by me and go to the bathroom. And I'm like, huh. It was like, I wasn't even paying attention. I was just like subliminally, like, oh, you know, what just happened? And then when she walked back out of the bathroom, she goes, oh, went past me, and I go, Kathy. And she kind of did one of these, but then kept walking. So I do the old 8 in the morning, accost a person at the airport. I go, Kathy. And she turns around. It was the person that, when I was on the homecoming court, that I escorted down the aisle. That was my partner or whatever. And yes, Kathy, formerly Kathy D, and now I think it's Kathy O, with an apostrophe. You go ahead and figure that out. Yeah, so it was super awkward. I met her husband, and he was very interested in who the fuck I was. So yeah. Anyway, hey Kathy. What's going on? Wow. How'd I get to that?
Well, we were talking about graduation.
Yes. I guess we were talking about, I graduated in 1982 from an undetermined high school in the southeastern Minnesota. We're from Minnesota, by the way. Go Vikings.
5-0. It's on record.
We, in the right up to the episode that came out today, 81, it's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when they will what?
They will implode.
They'll do something bad. We're not allowed to be happy about our sports teams.
Darnold will go down.
Darnold? Is that the guy from What's Happening? Oh, I thought you were talking about Arnold.
No, that's from Happy Days.
You're right. Yeah, that was way off.
And the Lynx are 1-0.
The what now?
The Lynx.
What are they?
WNBA team in the finals. They're the Minnesota Lynx.
FCC corporate, you know who you are. We'll talk about you later. But don't say that we're not woke, because we brought up the Minnesota Lynx, who are in the finals of the
WNBA.
What does the WNBA mean? What is that?
Women's National Basketball Association.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I thought you were kidding. So it's the Lynx?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's exciting. Good for them. What is that? What happens then? After they beat these guys, what happens? I heard that they just were able to start brackets in women's college basketball this year. Did you hear that too?
No.
We're not political, so we can't go into that. You might want to cut that part out.
I'll have to listen to it. I don't know if I will.
I can tell you right now, every once in a while, for those hardcore listeners, so it'd be Charlie, I think I really need to push the fact that if anyone listening to this podcast, I feel like my voice, I'm starting to do it just because I'm getting ready to talk about Mad G. I feel like my voice is getting lower, like I'm trying to affect that I am meant to be behind this.
You know why?
Beautiful
because you
microphone.
Slammed me earlier when I was doing the intro.
That was cute. I think it's fun that you do that. You try so hard.
I'm not trying. I'm being authentic.
So you're not a Linkin Park guy. That's not our era of music. But anyway, I thought I could slip that one in. Anyhow, I forgot where I was going. We were talking about...
Charlie.
Yes. Charlie, our second guest, who was here when we had another guest. We had a mouse interrupt our podcast, and God rest his soul. It was so fun to hear the trap go off. But anyway, we have since had other rodentia. I put a thing in that little hole.
I saw that. I just saw it.
In. I don't know if that thing's it's like the tomb, right? If that rock is rolled away, then we killed the Savior. Anyway, if anyone listening to this that lives in the South Metro of the Twin Cities, which is where Newts is located, but we'll get to them in a quick second, and you need a Christmas wreath or a Hanukkah wreath or any kind of wreath, but not a
funeral wreath.
Urethra. They have those too. They have the stands for them, like, to prop up a big wreath. I got a wreath guy. It's Charlie's kid, whose name will still remain sacred, and we won't say it. But if you email the ascertainers@gmail.com, I got a wreath guy. Because how many of you have a wreath guy? Be honest. Now you have a friend in the wreath business.
You have a wreath kid. So, which is terrible.
I would way rather buy a wreath from a kid than a wreath adult. No
right, but
way.
you say you have a wreath guy.
Although, hey, Charlie, start preparing the little man that if he starts walking over my door and he's got a 5 o'clock shadow, I'm probably going to move on and find me a new wreath kid. So this is not a full-time job. I might buy life insurance from him or something like that, but wreaths...
From the kid? You're going to buy life insurance?
When he's older. Not from the kid now. Although, wow, what a good time to start building a book of business. What I think, what he should do...
He's not going to insure you.
When he delivers the wreath... No, not me. Of course, I'm old. I'm a cautionary tale. But I think that when he hands out the wreath, he's like, also, I deal with property, casualty, life, and auto. Give me a call. And whether or not they call right away is not important because he's like a fourth grader. Or I think third grader. Fourth. I think he's fourth now. But it's almost too late. So, Charlie, get your kid into the into long-term mutuals and Bitcoin and that kind of stuff and such.
Did we introduce ourselves? Sort of.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I totally took it from you. We are the Ascertainers. We're an international podcast. That's Mark.
Hello, everyone.
He's the founder. He's the pod father. I'm the pod stepson. And I'm Jim. And we are, like I said, at least 12 countries and at least 12 other people in America. Welcome, Germany. I'm convinced that it's the Scorpions that are listening to us. And they are going to name the next album the Ascertainers.
What is Schenker's brother's name? Michael.
Rudolph. If you're listening, if I'll tell you now, Rudolph Schenker, if you are the German listener, stop. Just stop. I don't like him. I like Klaus. I like Klaus Meine. He was the, I think that's how you say it, Meine, Maine. And then, of course, the lead singer, which is really escaping me right now. No! Is Klaus the singer? Holy shit. This is bad. Now you know what? If it is Rudy Schenker, who's the listener, now I feel pretty bad.
Which one played the white guitar and bled all over the guitar? Is that Michael?
What I can tell you, Michael is in the Michael Schenker group. He's not, and he was in UFO, but he is not in the Scorpions.
No, but
there was a guy who preceded, who I think, why do I think it's Klaus? I think Klaus is a singer, but they got this other guitar player. But before him, they had Uli John Roth, and he might be the guy that bled on the guitar.
Okay,
'cause I think he played a white guitar. The guy I'm thinking about plays an Explorer with like stripes on it, almost kind of a Eddie Van Halen. We have come a long way from the. Your kiss is on my list, I'll tell you that. All right, Klaus Meine is who's my guy? Oh, such an awesome name. I feel bad. Scorpions and Scorpion fans everywhere throughout the world. It's Matthias Jabs. That's the guitarist that I think is cool as shit. Klaus is the singer. Rudolf Schenker is the lead guitar player. Uli John Roth was lead guitar from 73 to 76, so that's like super early. Because I didn't start listening I didn't know of Scorpions until like the early 80s. So, yeah.
The Zoo came out.
It does say Michael Schenker played lead guitar. I just don't know. It doesn't give any years. Everybody else, it gives a year. So.
Well, when the Zoo came out.
The Zoo came out in probably 79.
It might be 78.
Let's take a peek. Is that the name of the album too?
No, it's not. I don't remember the name of the album.
They had like sexy album covers, like the Ohio Players, except German. So the chicks had like hairy armpits. Don't you think? What's going on with that? Who came up with the idea? Honestly, and this is for women everywhere, I'm just as mad as you are, or I'd be just as mad as you are that, what? We have to shave our arms and underarms and legs just to fit in society?
Jim,
I would not be Jim, if I was a woman, I would probably know that the Lynx are in the finals.
Women should shave their armpits and legs.
You totally missed my Lynx line, but go ahead.
I did.
Right.
I heard it.
Why should they?
Because I like it that way.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
All right. The song The Zoo, it's doesn't say what record it's on. Oh, is that Animal Magnetism? Nice name. Hormonally Charged. And it came out in, this is when it was recorded, 1980.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
It says right here.
Ah.
Why would Wikipedia lie? It was recorded from 79 to 80, and it came out in 80.
I thought for sure it was either 79 or 78.
And one of the guys associated with it, his name is Dieter. We were just talking about Dieter from Sprockets. Mark didn't know who the fuck that was. Dieter Dierks. I bet Dieter Dierks is a trip.
So do we want to do the Newts or the radio game?
I don't think we can not do the Newts. Because without the Newts, which came first, the Newts or the radio game? Is that like the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the god darn Newts came first. Corporate will be heard. So we went to corporate again tonight before the broadcast. Newts is what we call corporate. That's the entity, the corporate entity. Corey and Sarah are like Corey's like the CEO, Sarah's like the COO, I'm guessing. I don't know. And then everybody else is just the awesome staff. But Corey has not talked to me for like the last 3 times, so I had to ask on the way out. I'm like, hey, man, were you still good? And he said, we're still cool. I told him that we're approaching our...
Well, he told me that you guys are not cool.
Oh.
But go ahead.
That's so Corey. I know, he's just playing hard to get. What else did he say?
You don't want to know.
Sarah stole one of my tots, which is the most affectionate move that
it's very endearing.
Any server has ever pulled on me, and I'm trying to figure out your end game, Sarah, but Sarah's so awesome. And yes. We wish her well in the new hair. I showed her the write-up on the last episode. It says, Newts, come for the burgers, stay for Sarah's new hairstyle. And she flashed us that... the
gray streak.
The Sarah grin. No, she kind of gave it a quick little... I like her. She kind of is like a hard to get. She kind of has time for us, but also doesn't, but does. Anyway, she's cool.
Very. And
it's very, there's a lot of tension, the good kind with Sarah. So she's just awesome. She's great. Sarah also knows that I have a first wife upstairs from where we're recording right now, who is almost always at my side when I'm at Newts, so it's not like I'm sweet on Sarah. And Cam, beyond the right amount of sweet on Sarah.
And Cam almost watched Risky Business. Almost.
It's a running joke we have with someone who, I don't know if I want to make the association publicly here, but anyway, Cam is one of the hosts, runners, bus boys, does kind of the Guy Friday there, but he's in his senior year of high school, and I'm like, 9 months ago, I'm like, Cam, have you seen Risky Business? You gotta see Risky Business in your senior year of high school. And he's like, yeah, I'll watch it. And every time I see him, do you watch it? Oh, what's it on? So anyway, he makes an excuse every time. And tonight he like approached me and was like, I can't find it anywhere. So it's nagging on his mind.
You can actually find
I think
things?
it's on Amazon. I give him. I always tip him because as a former busboy, I find a favorite busboy and tip them. I suppose it looks like I'm grooming him too, but I'm not. Honest, I'm pretty sure.
I am gonna stay out of that.
Yeah, you might want to edit that too. But anyhow, he could take all the little tip money I've given him and spend $3.99 on it. He'll like it. Then he'll be so mad he didn't watch it before. I think. I don't know. So Newts is the Apple Valley, Minnesota's greatest
Burger,
Pulltab,
popcorn,
cold beer, Emporium, great service to boot. You like the word Emporium?
Yeah, you've started using that, and I thought it was.
I think it's
perfect.
a nice word too. Maybe we can. Maybe they can start using that. But it's Newts. I mean, they know what they're doing. They've got like 4 locations. I think 3 are in Rochester, but the one that we go to was great. And it turns out we're not the only like regulars at Newts. We met some people that were very regular there, whose kid used to work there, and so we're just a couple of Joe Schmoes that talk about Newts to our international audience.
Wow.
Newts is an exclusive sponsor of the radio game and the Ascertainers in general.
You're putting a lot of pressure on them.
Well, no, I feel like we owe it to them. Didn't want to do it. Felt like we owed it to them. So the radio game is a little exercise where Mark and I each pick 4 bands. And after we have our list of bands, I will put a little earbud in my ear and listen to KQRS, which is Minneapolis's and St. Paul's classic rock station, since that we've been listening to since we just had fuzz on our peaches, if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Well, you still don't, I heard. I'm dying.
Someday.
Right. Well, if you just drink milk, dude, that's what I recommend. So if one of those bands that Mark or I picked is playing on that earbud on KQRS, there's like 30. I like to keep it an odd number. I think it makes sense that if we each put $1 in every week, there should be an odd number.
Well, we had a guest.
Oh, is that how it became odd? Because he threw in? Oh, smart. Yeah, and I'll give you $1 too, by the way. I like to always take my wallet out of my pocket before I come downstairs to podcast.
Whenever we go out, he gets the alligator arms.
Whenever we go out, the people always shout, there goes that guy from the Ascertainers. It's not like
Oh, don't listen yet. It's good.
Is it playing?
No, but it's good. You can.
Here, I'm just going to do it like this. Tell me your first 2 bands. I won't put it in my ear.
My legacy bands are Aerosmith and Boston.
No, it's not. Oh, jeez. Slow down. I'm going with Bryan Adams and Billy Idol.
I'm going to go with the Cult and Whitesnake.
So these are the lesser knowns.
Yes.
I'm going with Procol Harum.
Which we listened to tonight?
Did we?
Yeah, we did on the ride back.
I thought it was Mott the Hoople.
Oh, you are right. I am sorry.
Well, I should have. So sorry.
Whiter
Mark.
shade of pale, right?
Whiter shade of pale is Procol Harum. And then Mott the Hoople is All the Young Dudes.
Okay. What was your other one?
Well, the other 2 were Billy and Brian. Run them by real quick as I get.
I am doing Boston, Aerosmith, The Cult, and Whitesnake.
It's very funny. This band was playing in the bar when I asked the people to our right, give us a couple of bands, and they couldn't do it. So those guys will never be on the podcast because they're not music people. It's Queen. Queen was playing on the radio at the time. They could have easily just said, well, Queen's on. Queen. They didn't. So nobody won the radio game this week. The pot grows to $30-something American.
Robot.
Yeah, that's what those guys were like at the bar. I'm not naming names, but or branches of service that they were in.
Let's not.
There's no way in hell those guys are listening to this podcast unless I put them in the write-up. No, they did not. They were not music people, and we're music people. And I think we even said, "Hey, you guys want to come on?" And they're like, "No." We're like, "Good, all right." But all right, I went to Atlanta this week. I did not see the Atlanta Rhythm section, as far as I know. Now, maybe, they do different things now when I pass by.
Did you enjoy the trip?
It's a very quick trip. Pardon me.
Ooh. Do we have another sponsor?
Sorry, Newts. That was a slip of the tongue. We're not talking a quick trip at all, but call us. Anyhow, it was a rapid turnaround. I spent one night in Atlanta and one full day in the office. And
were you downtown?
No, and I think it's considered like kind of Smyrna or the Battery, where the Truist Field is, where the Braves play.
Oh yeah,
they have a very cool mall, kind of like Fremont Street in Vegas, except it's not dirty, but they have this kind of just a walking mall with just nothing but restaurants and bars and cool shit to do.
You put your tennis shoes on and walk them all.
I put my boogie shoes on.
My boogie shoes.
Mark brought up Boogie Shoes on the golf course, and I couldn't not think about Boogie Shoes. And you did that because you sang that to your wife earlier today or something?
Yes, we were in an establishment, and I was singing, and the...
Establishment?
Person...
Oh, you mean like a shopping mall?
It's close. And the person turned around and said, "Did you ask me a question?" And my wife goes, "No, he's trying to sing." And I felt hurt.
You can't try to sing. You're either singing or you're not. Or was it that bad?
I thought it was very good. My rendition was...
Was she... Here, I'm not going to ask where she was, but was she on anesthesia or not on anesthesia? Because that makes you tell the truth, man. So she thinks you can't sing. If I don't know if she was, because maybe it was just you guys were at the Sonic, trying to get a burger or something.
She was on anesthesia, but we were at the mall.
Hey, aren't they supposed to be hooked up to? Oh, I can still hear. I can still hear, but I can't. Where's the wire at? That must have been funny to watch.
Oh, I wish I had the video going.
I was a little stressed one night. Where is it? Where is it?
Oh, my goodness. He's flailing around going...
Flailing might be a little strong, but yeah, I was flapping a little.
Going... What's going on? I can still hear, but
I can't find the cord, and it falls. Because I don't know, maybe it's because I use a CPAP. Hi, ladies. Anyway, because I always want to know where the hose is. I always have an awareness of that. Also, my wiener. But anyway, usually the hose takes precedent. But the little headphone thing got kind of obscured, and I'm like, how come I can still hear you when not attached?
I can't see very well. Why can I still hear?
I swear to God, I'm surprised I haven't been killed by even a lynx could kill me because I'm so my sensory perception is so bad. All right, I think we should talk about the topic because I think you had a good one. Why don't you talk about that? Because I've been talking too much. And
that was perfect. So, if you listened to the last episode, we covered 1970 to 1974. What we would consider the best albums in classic rock. Right now, we're going to cover 75 to 79. We might not get through very many years, so...
Let's not overcommit. Let's let them thirsty for more.
That's why people keep listening to us, because they're thirsty for more.
How many countries?
12.
Yeah. You hear that, Cameroon? 12. And the Scorpions are totally the German listener.
I'll go with 1975, and I wrote down 3 albums, and Jim is going to critique my picks, and then maybe look at the other albums during that year to see if I was in the ballpark.
I just yawned and got away with it.
Yeah, I'm so used to it now.
Tell us your criteria. Is it just you thought these are 3 that are interesting, or what you think are the best, or what do you think?
Good point.
Well, thanks, Mark.
I'm thinking about influential music or albums, popularity, and quality.
Okay, wow.
Those were my criteria.
This sounds like that Star Search for originality, a 10. All right. So,
I am kind of like Ed McMahon.
Let's talk about, Ed McMahon was the man.
I'm a drunk.
How about that? Do you think that, like, if you could have any job in history, I mean, I feel like the guy that let the Lions go, in the Coliseum. That would have been kind of fun. But no, I should go more modern history than that.
Oh my God.
But Ed McMahon.
I don't know if I should edit that out.
No.
Oh
God already heard it, so don't worry. Ed McMahon had a pretty good gig.
He did.
He hung out, would like go, hey-o, when something dirty was said. And by dirty, it would be the most, like, so he had a real keen ear for innuendo.
Ooh.
Innuendo. But anyhow, I digress.
Which we do.
We were
quite
talking
often.
about Star Search. Now let's talk about 1975 albums. Give me one.
I am going to do Born to Run.
By Pink Floyd.
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. Is that the one? It's black and white on the cover?
Correct.
Yes. Good songs. I think that Thunder Road is over-romanticized.
My favorite is Jungle Land.
Jungle Land. I think that mine would be Born to Run. God, so Bruce Springsteen put out Born to Run and Candy's Room about a year apart, I feel like. And I don't know which one has the better songs on it.
But wasn't Born to Run his breakout album?
I don't know.
I think it was. I don't think he was.
There's probably a way to look this up. But 75? Because I was listening to all that shit in the early 80s, and there was a lot of Bruce Springsteen by then.
Yes, but I'm saying his breakout album was Born to Run. It was when he got on the map.
What is it? Oh, wow. How many names do you think Bruce Springsteen has? Like, I'm blank, James blank blank.
Oh, is it like John Cougar Mellencamp?
Well, he's got 4. He's Bruce Frederick Joseph Springsteen.
Oh, he's got his confirmation name.
Is that what it is? Is he Catholic?
I think so.
Discography. Here we go. Looking real quick. Greetings from Asbury Park. This is one of my favorite ever album titles. The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. How's that not a great album cover? Born to Run. Darkness. On the Edge of Town. The River, Nebraska, blah, blah, blah. Wow. He packed a lot of good shit into those first 4 albums, because after that, there are 1,000 albums after that, and I don't know of any hits on any of those albums.
I'm not sure Nebraska I would.
The River or Nebraska, one of them was lame.
Yeah.
Like, it was a huge departure from...
It was very depressing.
Was it?
Yeah. One of them.
Well, wait a minute. Where's Born in the USA in this whole mix? Because that was a hell of an album.
That was 85, wasn't it? 84.
84 was Van Halen 1984, plus Springsteen's Born to Run, plus I feel like Purple Rain came out that year too. For those that say the 80s is a shit decade for music, they're right. They're still right, but there were some really good releases that came out that year. So it went Born to Run, Darkest Edge of Town, which is just him standing there on the cover. It's kind of badass. It looks like a mugshot almost. Then The River, Nebraska, then Born in the USA. So I think the Born in the USA was kind of his, like, it's kind of like Van Halen 1984. Where have you been for the last 2 albums? And then there's a great album that came out. So, okay. I don't have a whole lot of other input on 1980 or on Born to Run. So you want to...
Oh my God, you went on for 10 minutes. You don't have any more.
I don't have anything else on that.
Physical Graffiti came out.
Physical double album, Led Zeppelin, Kashmir's on it. I don't know if I know a lot of the other songs, but
I would only picked it because Kashmir was on it.
Well, I can tell you, I've said this before, but I had a friend named Steve F., who was a year younger than me in school. He turned out to be a golf pro, a teaching pro. Steve F. had 2 older sisters that were very fetching, let's just say that. And they used to think it was really fun. I think they knew that I knew that they knew that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And they found it fun to kind of tickle me and stuff. And Physical Graffiti was very off and on when I would have the most confusing tickle moments in my life, where it's like, That's where I think I learned what my Steve Martin and the Jerk would say, my special purpose. So anyway, very awkward, and but yeah, love me some physical graffiti. Why don't you talk about physical graffiti? Because it's got to have more. It's got 4 sides. It's got to have a lot of good tunes.
Jim asked me. Oh, I left it at home, actually, all my notes on it. But Jim asked me, we were listening.
You got one job, Mark.
I know it. We were listening to the Eagles, and Jim goes, the Eagles, are they not the best? I can't remember how you.
They got to be the best American band. Name me a better American band. Now, I know that Led Zeppelin is.
I was going to say you didn't say. You didn't say American at the time, so
I actually said the best band, and I would put them up against Zeppelin. And
would you?
I'm sorry, I'll stop.
Okay.
Well, actually, maybe Zeppelin, but not the Beatles. Ooh, you want to fight? You look like your hackles are.
I would say Zeppelin's, to me, better than the Beatles.
Wow. Here's the thing, is I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys.
Right, that you'll fall on a sword for this.
I know that Rush is better than all of them. No, I'm kidding. I do not put... I think that the whole Beatles, Rolling Stones, and Zeppelin...
they all have their place.
They all have their place, but I would put it Beatles, Zeppelin, Stones, since you didn't ask.
And I'll probably edit that out because that's just stupid.
Hogwash. And then, Donnie Iris. And then Donnie Iris. All right.
The third one is Toys in the Attic, Aerosmith.
Oh, love it, love it, love it. But let's talk, physical graffiti. What other songs are on physical graffiti? You have to look it up or no?
I do.
I'll tell you right now, you know why Toys in the Attic is great? And I don't even know much about Toys in the Attic, other than I think it's got Sweet Emotion. It's got that other one, but it's got the best ballad in rock and roll, and I believe it's called You See Me Crying. And I've played it for you before with my shirt on and with my shirt off. I think you prefer shirt on. It is just it's my absolute favorite rock ballad. And I will challenge you or anyone listening to me within the sound of my voice. Send us an email at theascertainers@gmail.com and tell me a better rock ballad than, it better be called You See Me Crying. I think it's on Toys in the Attic too. What if it's not? But the other rock ballad that really comes to mind and is nowhere near the 1975? It is... I can't think of it, but it's by Skid Row. It's not 18 and Life to Go, but I did just see that one meme where that guy would be out by now. It is I Remember You. Skid Row. It's pretty good. But meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Physical graffiti.
Oh, we talked about this last time.
Houses of the Holy, Trampled Underfoot, Kashmir. Down by the Seaside. I think is a really great tune. It's like a pop.
Pretty good ballad, actually. Hold on. I'm thinking of a song called Down by the River.
You must be, because Down by the Seaside is kind of like a poppy...
Okay. Let's listen to it later.
10 Years Gone. That's great.
Sure.
So that's physical graffiti.
I'm going to take your word for that. There's so many Zeppelin songs that I like, I have no idea what the title is. So I'm not that big of a Zeppelin guy. I'm not that big of a guy. I think we talked about it after. Wow, I feel like my voice, I feel like I'm Matt G in it tonight. I feel like I have like some bass going in my voice.
Matt G is pretty good sounding.
Maybe I've had too many beers. I've had too much to think. Now I Need a Wife. Steady as She Goes. The Raconteurs. That was stuck in my head last week.
Ah.
Or instead of You've Had Too Much to Drink, it's You've Had Too Much to Think. I'll put in the liner notes, we should start calling it liner notes, our little hashtags where we put a video associated with something that we talked about in the podcast. That's the new thing. Liner notes. You know what liner notes are otherwise?
From the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sleeve. So, Toys in the Attic by Aerosmith. track 1, Toys in the Attic. Then Uncle Salty. Then Adam's Apple. Then Walk This Way. And then Big 10-inch record. And then Sweet Emotion. No More, No More. Round and Round. And You See Me Crying. And You See Me Crying, I'll tell you right now, if you listen to that and you don't like that song, I want you to stop listening to the Ascertainers.
Ooh.
So, Charlie, I'm being very specific because I know that you're the only guy that really listens. Give that one a listen. And send us your best ballad at theascertainers@gmail.com. Throw one out there that I'm not thinking about.
I Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd.
Yep.
I'm a big Pink Floyd fan, so that was a...
You think Dark Side of the Moon is the best album ever?
I do.
I'm going to try. Let's try it this way because I think this is a winning formula. You name an album. Throw the next one on your list.
Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboys.
Yep. Who is that? Is that Elton John?
It is.
Oh! I only know that because didn't they play that at the Van Morrison show or the who's that guy? Nick Sharp? Nick Sterling?
Nick Sterling.
Okay.
He did not play that. Young Americans, David Bowie.
I love that song. I don't know any other songs from that album though.
But I will say this, going back to Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboys, that song itself is awesome, and people should listen to that. There's so many levels of that song. It's just great.
I'll throw this one up because it's just like, I recognize the name Robin Trower.
And he had quite a few albums from 74 to 77.
According to this, number 41 was, I thought it was 11. It's actually a nice font. It says number 41. It says For Earth Below, Robin Trower. And you know what sucks? When there's a guy's name, it's just, you're not that good. You know what I mean? For starters. The other is that there was a guy called Pat Travers who had some great songs. I don't know who Robin Trower is. I will maybe look him up and... okay, here's what Ted Nugent's eponymous. Of course, we know what that means. So, I'm doing it again, aren't I?
You are.
Thank you. God, I suck.
But
this is like shitty NPR. Can we just rename not say the Ascertainers, let's just go shitty NPR.
How many people put out their eponymous album 4 albums later?
Metallica. The Beatles.
Really?
Well, the White Album.
It was the White Album. It wasn't the Beatles.
Okay. But, I compare Metallica's Black Album to, well, not many. God, Ted Nugent was kind of like David Lee Roth in terms of every picture of Ted Nugent playing the guitar. He looked like an absolute beast. Now, some people don't care for his politics and stuff, but end of the day, the guy could shred and put on a pretty good show. So
yes, I agree.
Here we go. Better than Trump. I'll tell you right now. I've never seen Trump play the guitar, but I bet he's excellent. I bet he's awesome. I was trying to do Donald Trump. I can't do that. I bet he's not very good at guitar.
Foghat, Fool for the City.
That's the one. That's the one. That's got to get. Now, we talked about like album, like different things. I think when it comes to album art, that's got to be in the top 10 of everybody's list.
You brought it up before.
It's the guy sitting in the middle of an intersection in what looks like a very busy city, fishing in a manhole cover, right? Well, I think that Foghat Fool for the City was probably, I think Foghat had like 2 or 3 really, really, they had Slow Ride and Fool for the City. I don't know how many other songs they had, but that's all they
I don't
needed.
know if there were more.
Like if side 1 was just the one and side 2 was the other, that would be fine by me. I'd be totally cool with that. 10cc had one come out. 10cc, bingo! I just got the last underrated band on Mount Rushmore. 10cc. And I will argue that one because I know that 4th spot is probably an episode in itself. And it's not really a rock band either, but God, they had good songs. Everybody knows what nobody knows they know.
They're cool. Like the Hollies.
Oof. Hollies would destroy 10cc. But anyhow, fuck. All right. You got me. You polite me.
The Tubes.
You politely put me under. In 75, the Tubes had a release?
Yes.
What's it called?
The Tubes. They're eponymous.
Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. How about that? I think that's... Oh, my goodness. Look at Rush Fly By Night sitting over there.
Fly by night away from you.
ZZ Top Fandango. Now, you want to talk about ZZ Top anytime? I mean, top 5 documentary of all. Of course, I just mostly like music documentaries, but that little band from Texas, if you ever get a chance to watch it on
Very good.
Netflix or Amazon or wherever the hell you get your stuff, YouTube, ZZ Top, that little band from Texas it starts off with the guy who's now dead, Dusty Hill, the bass player, is kind of taking you through his kind of like ranch or whatever, and then he takes you all the way back to the beginning. And those guys, as far as a working band goes, I think they have 50 years in, I think they have spanned 5 decades, 60, 70, 80, 90, 0, teen, maybe 7 decades. That's pretty wild.
What is that song? It sure is cold after the rain.
Could be. Blue Jean Blues. Are you talking about ZZ Top tunes?
ZZ Top.
Blue Jean Blues is I think a favorite. I'm a Tush guy myself when it comes to like just badass tunes.
If people take anything away from this, listen to Sure Got Cold After the Rain Fell.
All right.
His guitar work in that is...
Of course, that's Billy Gibbons on the guitar.
Yes.
Frank Beard on the drums, and Dusty Hill on the bass.
Frank's the only one without a beard.
Yes. I bet we heard that the same day. And it's like, you know what? I don't know what goes into rum and coke, but I can tell you right now, I know that Frank Beard is the guy with that. I know the name of the drummer of the ZZ Top. Is that bad? I mean, it's got me this far. Look at me. I got a podcast in my basement, so fuck all, y'all.
I made it.
That's
made
right.
it.
Mrs. Weird.
I told you, my 3rd grade teacher, I would make something of myself.
You had Mrs. Weird too? We're in the same class? Holy shit. Truth be told, it's Mrs. Allen. In case she's still alive, she'd be about 145. But anyway, shout out. What'd you think of that latest ZZ Top record?
Get a hold of us on any platform that you listen to us on. Email us at the ascertainers@gmail.com, or like us on Facebook, or share it with a friend.
And just like Mark said, any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. What just popped into my head is that our lame-ass elementary school teachers were probably listening to the shit that we just went over right now. And that, like...
Were they that cool?
And, like, getting laid to it. Oh,
wow.
My.
Wow.
Can we talk about the hottest substitute teacher you've ever had on the next episode? I had one. Alta N. Mrs. N. I can't really... Yeah.
Bye now. I'm going to bail.